Very good morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are keeping fine. I'm extremely happy to bring my next class for you. This class is mainly for the students of class 9, and I'm going to teach you English literature, drama, Merchant of Venice, Act 1, Scene 1, and test number. Today I'm going to teach you from 105 to 155. These things you will find from page number 26 of your textbook, almost the bottom part, page number. From there, 125 to page number 28, 155, almost like the Spanish total dialogue. That is what I'm going to teach you. Okay, let me recapitalize the last class. In our last class, of course, our Graciano was giving a long exhortation, a long speech to Antonio and motivating him to come out of his melancholic feeling. You remember that, yes? And he was telling that there are some people in the world who purposely keep quiet to make others understand that they are goodness, intelligent, well and so on. So this type of things they use to get popularity from others, reputation from others. So and finally he told that Antonio, please don't use this cheap material to get popularity from others. That is what we are seeing. And here in this class again we are going to find the characters like Antonio, Bassanio, Graciano, and Lorenzo. These are the characters we are going to find. And of course the scene again is continuation class from our last two classes, and the scene is a street in Venice, the beginning of that one. So here on page number 26, text number 105, that is Lorenzo's dialogue on which I am going to see. Finally, in our last class, you may remember our Graciano said goodbye to our Antonio and Bassanio and told, I will end my exhortation after dinner. That is the place where we have stopped. Today, let us begin the class again from this Lorenzo's dialogue. That is, well, we will leave you then till dinner time. Okay, until dinner time, we will leave you then. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Graciano never lets me speak. Graciano's character, he is a very talkative person. He never allow others to talk. So, in the previous dialogue, Graciano was giving a very lengthy speech, exhortation, and all others, our Bassanio, Antonio, they were keeping quiet. Now, our Lorenzo is also saying that, yes, I must become like a dumb wise man, a person who purposely keeps quiet when others speak. Well, we will leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of these same dumb wise men, for Graciano never lets me speak. As Graciano never allow me to speak, I have to keep quiet. Then let us listen the funny dialogue told by our Graciano. Well, keep me company but 2 years more. Thou shalt not know the sound of thy own tongue. Lauren Gresham is saying, okay, very good. You stay with me for almost 1 or 2 years, right? Then you won't be able to recognize your own tongue. You will even forget your own voice. See, well, keep me the company but 2 years more. More. That is, thou shalt not. Thou is referring to Lorenzo. Yes, Lorenzo, you stay with me for 1 or 2 years, then you shall not even recognize your own sound or your own tongue. Antonio, farewell. Farewell means goodbye. Bye bye. I will go a talker for this year. For this advice. For this year means because of this advice. Year means an advice. Because of this piece of advice, I will try to talk more and more. Who says to whom Antonio is saying to Graciano. Now Graciano, thanks, I faint. I faint means indeed. Thank you very much for saying that. Thank you very much. For silence is only commendable. Silence is only good for in a neat tongue dried. In a neat tongue dried, that means a dried off tongue. Silence is not suitable for a lively person. It is suitable only for a dead person. Like a dried off tongue. Why we don't want a dead person to speak? If a dead person speaks, we will say boo or some type of things like that. Even all the family will be frightened. We don't want a dead person to talk. Silence is good only for the people who is already dead. It is almost like a dried off tongue. That is, silence is only for an animal or a person who is no more alive. In a neat tongue dried, that is used for a dried off tongue. Yes, exhume Graciano and Lorenzo. And afterwards, our Lorenzo and Graciano, they exit from the scene. Now, all are present there. Now, the main two characters, Antonio and Bassanio, only they are here now. Antonio, is that anything now? Is there any point in what Graciano has spoken? Is there any meaning in what he has spoken? Or Antonio asked to Bassanio. Now he says, does it make any sense? In other words, reference number 116 on your right side of your textbook. Antonio, is that anything now? Is there any meaning in what he has spoken? Bassanio, Graciano speaks an infinite deal of nothing. He speaks all type of nonsense more than any man in all Venice. In other words, Bassanio is telling to our Antonio that he is the nonsense speaker, the number one nonsense speaker in all Venice. Infinite deal of nothing, a great deal of nonsense. His reasons are as 2 grains of wheat hid in 2 bushels of chaff. You shall seek all day, or means before you find them, and when you have them, they are not worth the search. He speaks for the whole day, and when we make an analysis of the speech, we will come to know that only 1 or 2 minute 1% or 2% of truth in whatever he has spoken. I will make this point to clear you with an analogy. Imagine 2 grains of wheat. You simply take 2 small grains of wheat. Simple 2 grains of wheat, and you have lost these 2 grains of wheat in the husk or in the waste material of that wheat hay. Now, to find these 2 small grains, you spend the whole day. You started searching from the morning and search until midnight, and finally you found these 2 grains. Okay, these 2 grains you found now. When you started in the morning, early morning you started, and late in the night you found them hidden in the chaff or in the husk or in the cave of wheat. Now, after finding these 2 grains, you are delighted, definitely. But at the same time, you value the time that you have spent for finding these 2 grains and the value of these 2 grains comparing 10 to 12 hours of searching, and that value of the time, that is much more valuable than the value of these two simple grains. Graciano's speech is like that way. He speaks for the whole day. And when we make an analysis of what he speaks, we will come to know that there is not much content in what he has spoken. I will just explain once again to you. His speech is like two grains of good sense hidden in two bushels of nonsense. His reasons are as two grains of wheat, like these two grains of wheat hid in two bushels, hidden somewhere in two bushels. Bushel is the container or the place where grains are stored of chaff. You shall seek all day. It means you search these two grains for the whole day. E-R-E. E-R-E is a new word for you maybe. E-R-E, before. It means before you find them, and when you have them, they are not worth the search. You calculate the time of spending the time of searching these two grains, maybe 10, 12 hours, and the value of these two. Which is greater one, dear students? Which is greater one? That the time or the value of time that you have spent to search these grains is much more greater than the value of these two grains. Yes, they are not worth the search. Now, Antonio, well, tell me now, what lady is the saint to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage that you today promised to tell me of? Okay, Bassanio, all right. Now, you tell me about that particular lady to whom you had gone to visit, and you told me, you promised me that you would be telling about her. Okay, tell me about her. Yes. Well, tell me now, what lady is the same? What lady is the same is she to whom you swore a secret pilgrimage. Pilgrimage, Tirth Yatra in Hindi. Yes, going for it. To whom you swore a secret. चुपके से चले गए थे किसी को मिलने के लिए. हाँ, चलो उनके बारे में कुछ हमको सुनाओ. ये that you today promised to tell me of. You told me that you'll be telling about her. Tell me about it. Bassanio. Is not unknown to you, Antonio. Is not. She is not unknown to you. It is not unknown to you, Antonio. How much I have disabled mind yesterday by something showing a more swelling form than my faint means would grant countenance. Now you will understand the point. This point. See, our Bassanio's character was that he used to take loans from others, and by taking loans, he used to live a very luxurious, comfortable, easygoing life. How? Not with his own money, but the money he has borrowed, taken as loan from others. More than what he had, he wanted to show before his friends and others that he is the rich man. But actually, he was very poor. Financially, he was very poor. So, he is saying that by living a rather grand style, by grand way of living, Bassanio was trying to influence others. See, it's not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled my estate, squandered my condition, just brought myself down by something showing a more swelling force than my faint means within a confidence. Look at reference number, test number 129 reference, right side on page number 27, faint limited. By living in a rather grand style for faint limited, grand countenance, permit me to keep up the countenance than my modest means will permit me to keep up. See, we all should, dear students, we all should live or live a lifestyle that permits our capacity. More than that, if you try, then we will be in a very horrible, very difficult, dangerous situation. Bassanio was like an extravagant, expensive. He was living a comfortable, luxurious life, not simply understanding how much actually he had. He was trying to show more than whatever he had in his life. Than my faint means would grant confidence. Nor do I make mourn to be abridged from such a noble race. Yes, abridged. Look at one reference number 130. Make mourn, complain, to be abridged, to be forced to give up noble, lordly way of life. Now I am forced to give up such type of living, luxurious, comfortable type of living. Abridged means to be forced to give up from such a noble way. But my chief care, now my chief care, may concern is somehow return, clear all the debts which I have borrowed from others. That is my chief concern now. Now Bassanio feels, understands or realizes his own mistake, and he feels that he won't be doing such things in the future. But his chief concern, main primary concern, is somehow to come out of this depth of his life. So such a noble way, but my chief care is to come fairly off from the great depth wherein my child, something too prodigal, has left me gain. Because of the lifestyle of or Bassanio, what happened to him? He has become a debtor now. He needs to return all the money back to his people. Yes, to you, Antonio, I owe you the most. From Antonio, of all the debtors of Bassanio, Antonio is the person from whom Bassanio has taken the most. To you, Antonio, I owe the most in money and in love. Both money as well as in love. Bassanio has borrowed too much. From whom? From our Antonio. Yes. I owe the most in money and in love. And from your love, I have a warranty to unburden all my thoughts and purposes, how to get clear of all the debts I owe. So, as you are my sincere friend, it is my responsibility to tell you all the problems to you and somehow find a way and means to come out of my debt, my problem, financial problem. Yes, look at reference number 136, reference one page number 27, right side, 136. And your affection for me gives me the right, warranty, assurance, unburdened purpose to unfold to you all my schemes and intentions. As you are my best friend, to whom I am supposed to give money and love. Before you, I have a warranty to reveal, open all my intentions, ideas, schemes, and plans to you. For what purpose? To come out of this trouble, yes. To unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of all the debts I owe. So now our Bassanio feels it is the right thing to share all the burdens of his heart, to come out of his problems, and of course to aim at the new scheme of proposing Portia. Now, Antonio, I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. I humbly request you, Bassanio. Antonio, being a sincere friend, bosom friend, he never questions Bassanio, why did you take that money? Why have you wasted that money? He questions not anything. But he tells, humbly tells Bassanio, please Bassanio, tell me what is your problem. Let me know your problem. And if it stands as yourself can do, still do. If your plans and schemes are as honorable or as respectable as yourself, then within the eye of honor, be assured, be promised, my purse means what we keep in the purse? Money. My person, my whole body, my extremist means various resources of making money, that is commodities, yes, lie all unlocked to your occasion. He is saying that, Bassanio, please tell me what is your scheme, what is your plan. If your scheme and plan is as honorable as you yourself are, then I am ready to help you with my purse, that is money, with my own whole body. Then my extremist means various resources of money and other cash and kind lie all unlocked to your occasion. Everything will be open to you. Please tell me what is your problem. What a wonderful friend our Antonio is to Bassanio, isn't it? Now, our Bassanio is saying a very good example, the habit he had during his school days. In my school days, when I had lost one shaft means one arrow, archery competitions in a house, yes. Shaft, I shot his fellow of the self-same flight, the self-same way, with more advice was to find the other cord. And by adventuring both, I often found both. Bassanio is telling an example from his own school days. He says that in my school days, I used to participate in the archery competition or shooting competition, bow and arrow competition, shooting competition, you know that. And when I aimed shot one arrow, it goes to an invisible area, far away. And to find that one, what I used to do, I used to take another arrow of the same size, same length, same measure, same weight, and I used to shoot the same arrow in the same direction. And with advanced watch, much more attention, carefulness, and in finding the first one, and I used to go to that side in search of the arrow, and almost the same area, I used to find both the first one and the second one. The self-same way, the more advanced was to find the other cord, and by adventuring both, I oft means very often found both. I urge this childhood truth. I present this example as a childhood proof because what follows is pure innocence. What I am going to say is coming sincerely from my heart. This pure innocent thing I am going to tell. I owe you much, and like a willful youth, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow, that self way which you did shoot the first, I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, or to find both, or bring your nature hazard back again, and thankfully rest debtor for the first. What he is saying? He is sincerely saying, Antonio, like first time as you gave me the money first time, this time also if you are kind enough to give some money, this time I will be cautious in spending that money, and while carefully spending the money, I will try to get back the lost or the previous money also, or at least I will somehow clear the second debt. But for the first debt, first money, I will, throughout my life, I will live as a debtor, in debtor for the rest of my life. Once again, let me read it for you. I often found both what in the arrow competition. He used to find the shoot the arrow, first one, and almost the same direction, the second one. In searching this second one, he used to find the first one. For finding the first one, he used to find the second one also. In the same way, Antonio, if you are ready to shoot another arrow means what? If you are ready, willing to give me some more money as loan, then I owe yes, that was yes, that which I owe is lost. But if you please to shoot another arrow, the same way as you gave me the first time, which you did shoot the first, like you gave the money for the first time, this time also, please give me some money. I do not doubt this time. I have no doubt at all, as I will watch the aim. This time, I will be much careful targeting, yes, or to find the ball, or bring your latter hazard back again, former latter, second amount of money, latter hazard back again, or at least I will try to find the latter hazard, the second amount of money which you gave to me, and thankfully, gratefully rest debtor for and yes, for the rest of the money, the first part of the money, I will remain as a debtor in my life. So, dear students, what is the analogy here uses? What is the what is the childhood example that our Bassanio is giving to our Antonio? He's taking the example of archery or shooting the arrow. See, shaft. The shaft means arrow, some difficult words also, then I will wind up my class. Kello. See, a similar arrow of the same flight are identical as regards length, weight, etc., and therefore sure to go to the same direction if shot under the same conditions. The self-same, exactly the same way, more watching it more carefully, to find out the other, adventuring, risking, urge, offer. This is my childhood example. Proof, experiment, willful use, self-willed young man. That loss, I have lost whatever I got from you. Yes, shoot another arrow. Shoot another arrow means give me another money, that is, give another loan, self-saying, as because I will take care of what with what I am doing, or either or. Later hazard the second loan, then Bassanio will ensure that the later loan hazard will be returned, and he will still remain indebted to Antonio for the original first sum convert time. So here, dear students, I am going to stop the class for the day. Of course, we need just one more period, another 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes to complete this first scene. Please note down your doubts and clarifications in your copy, and when you get a chance to contact me or you come to school and so on, you can clarify those doubts. So, what we have seen today, after leaving our Graciano and Lorenzo, both Bassanio and Antonio, they indulged in some kind of talk, and finally realizes that Bassanio is slowly revealing the plan of his heart, and such a way that things are going on, and finally Bassanio asks Antonio, please give me another loan so that I can, with that amount, go to Belmont. He is not telling now, but in the next class we will come to know about that one. Give me another, this one, then I will definitely return that money. Hope you have understood the class, already clarifications and so on. Please log into my channels and in tutorials when you understand the better explanation, the detailed class of almost the same thing. So for your homework, I would like to give you one thing. Please write down the summary of this class in your own words, minimum 10 to 12 sentences in your own. Whatever you understand, one time you read and please write down. And for your clarifications, please jot down and please contact me later for the clarifications. Thank you very much. Bye now.